welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to meet the news on Global Television coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Anthony Momodu. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on MyConsult. Civil rights activist and politician Senator Shehu Sani has urged Nigerians and the government at all levels to appreciate and honor the freedom fighters who defended their country. Sani stated this while speaking with newsmen when he visited the tombs of 6 deposed areas who refused to bow down to British colonists and were deposed by the British colonialists and exiled to Lokoja where they died. Accompanied by his colleague Comrade Suleiman Ahmed, Sani admonished Nigerians and the government at all levels to appreciate freedom fighters who defended the country. The Katsina State Commissioner of Police, Aliyu Musa, has said that the state command has in 1 year arrested no fewer than 916 criminals, neutralized 40 bandits as well as rescued 390 kidnapped victims. Musa made this known during an end-of-year event held in Katsina. While celebrating the command's achievement in the fight against all forms of crime and criminality, the Katsina State Commissioner of Police lauded the strides made in safeguarding the lives and property of the people of the state. Also in the news, Executive Secretary of the Kano State Contributory Healthcare Management Agency, Dr. Raila Aliyu Mukhtar, has disclosed that inmates in custodial facilities across Kano State will now have access to healthcare services following the approval of their enrollment into the state healthcare contributory scheme. This was contained in a statement signed by the Public Relations Officer of the Kano State Command of the Nigerian Correctional Service, Mushbahu Nasarawa. Dr. Mukhtar, during a visit to the command, which he said underscored the state government's commitment to improving the welfare of inmates, noted that the Kano state government is fully prepared to ensure that all inmates receive quality health care while in custody. In response, the Comptroller of Corrections for Kano State, Ado Iliwa, expressed gratitude to the state government for the initiative as he describes the development as a significant step towards improving the living conditions of inmates. The federal government has commenced the deployment of locally assembled compressed natural gas buses for airport shuttle. Speaking during the unveiling at Lagos Airport, Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Management, Festus Keyamo, said the deployment of the CNG buses was in line with the directive of President Bola Tinubu and is part of Nigeria's commitment to reducing carbon emissions and meeting global climate targets. He added that the newly acquired CNG-powered buses unveiled at the Murtala Mohammed Airport, Lagos, are eco-friendly with zero emission and designed with accessibility features for persons with disabilities. The Senate President, Senator Godswill Akpabio, has called on Nigerians to continue supporting President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as he works to address Nigeria's economic challenges. Akpabio, speaking at his 2024 constituency briefing and empowerment program held at the Ikoto-Benin Township Stadium, described the country as being on life support when President Tinubu assumed office. He recounted a conversation with President Tinubu about the state of the economy and inherited from the previous administration, expressing optimism, however, about ongoing economic reforms, which he noted that though they may be painful, they are necessary for sustainable growth. Governor of Imo State, Obiodun, has signed the 2025 Appropriation Bill into law, marking a significant milestone in the state's fiscal journey into the coming year. The bill, which was initially presented in December 2024 with an allocation of 755.6 billion naira, was revised and approved at 807 billion naira by the Imo State House of Assembly during a special sitting. These adjustments, according to the House, reflect the state's development priorities. Global Television correspondent Amarachi Ibe reports from the Government House, Owerri.
Presentation of the revised 2025 appropriation bill by the Speaker of Imo State House of Assembly, Chike Olemgbe, along with other lawmakers, set the stage for Governor Hope Uzodinma to formally sign it into law. The bill's increment to 800 billion, as explained by the House Committee on Budget and Appropriation, aims to address the critical development needs of Imo State. The Speaker of the House, Chike Olemgbe, reaffirmed the Assembly's support for the Governor, emphasizing the need for collaboration to drive economic growth.
On this premise, the House amended the total capital expenditure to now reach 694 billion 786 million 41,220 naira, bringing the total budget to 807 billion 888 million 41,220 naira.
With the 2025 appropriation bill now signed into law, attention shifts to its implementation. Early rollout of projects and programs is expected to ensure the state meets its development targets for the year.
So with a total budget of 807 billion for the year 2025, it means that the opportunity for growth, the opportunity for prosperity, and the opportunity to create and bring into reality the new Imo State is by the corner.
From the Imo State Government House, Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, reporting for Global TV News.
The Nigerian Navy is set to deploy armed fighter drones to intensify efforts against illegal oil bunkering and pipeline vandalism in the Niger Delta region. According to the Navy, these advanced drones will penetrate remote areas where illicit activities thrive, which conventional drones have struggled to access. The Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala, disclosed this during the flag-off ceremony of Operation Delta 72 at the Nigerian Navy ship Pathfinder Jetty in Port Harcourt on Monday. Ogala explained that the Operation Delta 72 built upon the initial Operation Delta 70 launched in January 2024 to curb economic sabotage. The latest report from the United Nations, as estimated by World Dolometer, has predicted the population of Nigeria to reach 237 million. 527,782 by the year 2025, an increase of 235 million 72,214 from the population recorded in December 2024. The data also disclosed an increase of 4,796,533 population in the country between 2023 and 2024. According to the report, Nigeria ranks 6th in the list of countries and dependencies with population equivalent to 2.85% of the total world population. Similarly, the U.S. Census Bureau estimates also averred that the world population increased by more than 71 million people in 2024, which is a slight slowdown from the 75 million increases recorded in 2023. And still in the news, the Annual Consultative Forum, ACF, has described the Christmas Day military airstrike that occurred in two communities within the Selima local government area of Sokoto State as an incident one far too many. Following the incident, the ACF urged the military to re-evaluate its strategies and tactics in addressing the insecurity plaguing both the north and the entire country. In a statement issued in Kaduna by its National Publicity Secretary Tuku Muhammad Baba, the ACF expressed its concerns over an attempt by the military to deny the killings of civilians by the defense spokesperson in the aftermath of the incident. Hence, the forum is insisting that compensation be paid for those who suffered death and injuries in line with Islamic legal principles and injunctions in the community. Also, the international rights organization Amnesty International has accused the military of trying to cover up the killing of citizens in Sokoto communities. Recall that the military had on December 25th carried out operations targeting the Lakurawa terrorists in Gidan Sama and the Tuwa communities in the Silami local government area of Sokoto State, which led to the death of no fewer than 10 citizens. The defense headquarters had said the citizens were killed by a secondary explosion from the logistic base of the Lakurawa terrorist group. But speaking in an interview on the Sokoto incident, the country director Amnesty International, Issa Sanusi, asked the military to submit details and records leading to the airstrike to the office of the Attorney General of the Federation for an independent investigation. Sanusi described the defense by the military as a disregard for the lives of those killed, calling on the president to set up an inquiry to probe the incident and ensure those responsible are brought to book. In another development, Indonesian ambassador to Nigeria and the Economic Community of West African States, USRA, Haraba, has said that both countries share similar defense and security experiences and interests, even as they are working closely to deepen collaboration against terrorism. The ambassador, who is a retired Air Vice Marshal in the Indonesian military, said this in an interview in Abuja, noting that within 6 years of his duty tour in Nigeria and ECOWAS, he had deployed his military experiences to bear on ensuring that Indonesia's diplomatic military engagement were rooted in the sub-region. You're watching the live broadcast of Midday News on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. When Midday News returns, Ogun State Governor reveals Anthony Joshua to light touch of National Sports Festival in May. We shall bring you details of that story as well as foreign and business news right after the break. Please stay with us. Welcome back from the break. In business, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has said that Nigeria's bond money supply increased by 51% year-on-year to 108.96 trillion naira in November 2024 as a result of the federal government's increased borrowings. The increase was from 72.03 trillion naira in the same period of 2023, was made public in CBN's money and credit statistics Monday. The Apex Bank in its report said demand deposits, savings deposits, October 2024, the trend turned around, falling 1.5% month-over-month to 107.7 trillion naira from 109.4 trillion naira in September 2024, before rising 1.2% to 108.96 trillion naira in November. And still in the news, oil marketers and the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority have said that the prices of refined petroleum products are to drop further following the commencement of the operations at the Warri Refining and Petrochemicals Company Limited. Dealers in the downstream oil sector said competition in the space would now be stiffer as domestic refiners would be forced to reduce prices to get buyers. The oil marketers stated this following the announcement by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPCL) that the 125,000 barrels per day Warri Refinery had commenced operations. The NNPCL also announced plans to bring the export of locally refined products to foreign countries in exchange for foreign currency. The chairman of the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms, Taiwo Oyedele, has maintained that over 90% of workers in the public and private sectors would be paying lower taxes if the tax reforms go through. Oyedele said this on his X-handle, which he uses to educate the citizenry about the implications of the reforms. Highlighting how the reforms would affect personal income tax, Oyedele said individuals earning about 1.7 million naira or less per month will pay lower payroll tax under the bills, while those earning the new minimum wage and slightly more will be fully exempted. These thresholds, according to him, will result in over 90% of workers in the public and private sectors paying lower taxes, while high-income earners will pay slightly more in a progressive manner, up to 25% for the ultra-high net worth individuals. Currency outside the banks hit a new high of 4.65 trillion naira in November 2024, representing 95.4% of the total currency in circulation as Nigerians grapple with persistent cash scarcity despite efforts by the Central Bank of Nigeria to ease the situation. Data from the CBN showed a significant increase in cash held outside the banking system, up by 364.38 billion naira or 8.5% from 4.29 trillion naira in October. Total currency in circulation also climbed to 4.88 trillion naira, reflecting a month-on-month rise of 328.91 billion naira or 7.2%. On the foreign scene, cities across the world are taking turns to ring in the new year 2025. New Zealand becomes one of the first countries in the world to celebrate New Year's Eve with a spectacular fireworks display from Auckland Sky Tower to welcome 2025. The far end of Earth is several hours ahead of most other countries across the world. And still on the foreign scene, a South Korean court has issued an arrest warrant for impeached and suspended President Yoon Suk-yeol over his short-lived bid to impose martial law. Yoon briefly suspended civilian rule on December 3rd, plunging South Korea into its worst political crisis in decades. Hence, he was stripped of his presidential duties by Parliament over the action. But a constitutional court ruling is pending on whether to confirm the impeachment. The conservative leader faces criminal charges of insurrection, which could result in life imprisonment or even the death penalty. Tributes have been pouring for Jimmy Carter, the former U.S. President and Nobel Prize Peace Laureate, who rose from humble beginnings in rural state of Georgia to lead the nation and died aged 100. Carter had been in hospital care since mid-February 2023 at his home in Plains, Georgia, the same small town where he was born and once ran a peanut farm before becoming governor and running for the White House. Longest-lived U.S. president, an outcome that seemed unlikely when the Southern Democrat revealed in 2015 that he had brain cancer. And still in the news, 75-year-old lifelong farmer in California, Joe Del Bosque, has expressed his worry over immigrants as he fears they could be at the sharp end of President-elect Donald Trump's promise to deport millions of non-citizens. Economists agree that a mass expulsion could leave farmers without enough workers to harvest food, causing shortages and sending prices skyrocketing. Rick Nerebot, executive director of Idaho Dairy Producers Association, warns the sudden disappearance of skilled laborers could be devastating to the dairy industry. And moving to the world of sport, Ogun State Governor Prince Dr. Abiodun has announced plans by his administration to construct a brand new Anthony Joshua indoor boxing ring in the state. The governor made this known when he hosted the two-time world heavyweight boxing champion in his office, where he also announced that he will be lighting the Gateway Games National Sports Festival torch, which has been postponed to May next year. He urged Anthony Joshua to find ways to supporting the state in the area of sports development by working alongside the Director General of the National Sports Commission and the State Commissioner for Sports Development to host a boxing championship in the state. Earlier in his remarks, Anthony Joshua noted that he will work towards promoting Ogun State to the rest of the world by showcasing the numerous talent in the state. And still talking sports, Kwara State chapter of the Sports Writers Association of Nigeria has said that it will be watching the progress of the 2025 appropriation bill with keen interest. Specifically, of major concern to the association is the government's project expenditure for 2025, emphasizing the reconstruction of the Lafiagi and Offa stadiums, which the Kwara government listed as priorities. In a statement by Ismail Ayodele, Chairman Kwara Swan, the move shows that Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak-led administration is willing to tap into the youthful potential in the state. And moving to Stamford Bridge, Chelsea coach Enzo Maresca has stated that his side's 2-0 defeat to Ipswich Town on Monday was a strange game, acknowledging that there are some football games that do not go according to plan. Reacting to defeat in a post, the Italian said the Blues created plenty of chances in either half at Portman Road, adding that there was an offside goal for Joao Felix and Cole Palmer hit the post during the opening period, but ultimately it was Ipswich who left with all 3 points after the lapse penalty on 12 minutes and the goal early in the second half from ex-Chelsea winger Omari Hutchinson. And that's a wrap on Global TV Midday News. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV Channel 365 and on Star Times Channel 276 and free to air on Microsat. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen using @Global TV NG. I am Anthony Momodu. Thank you for watching.